You're talking about
high school players are getting 7 figures before they even visit the school. We're not coming until we get 1.2 million, whatever that is.
And there's like 8, 9, 10 states where you can flat out sign an NIL deal in high school. You can sign with the local car dealership while you're still in high school.
Yeah.
In some states.
Yeah.
Live from Speakeasy in Brighton, Michigan, right off of Grand River and Main Street. Is
Again.
that at the T-bone of Main Street and Grand River?
For the 63rd episode.
In lovely Livingston County. It is great to be here with you.
It's golf season.
Tomas.
It's all good.
Tomas the beer man. Oh, so nice. Look at the head on that bad boy. Yep. That's a hard Diet Coke right there.
It is.
That's says something about the Geritol relationship here that we've evolved into with.
We got to stay out of the poorhouse. The poorhouse is, alcohol's a little too easy to get to.
Well, and the food is so good. You want
the nachos,
beer with the nachos. We're talking
With
about the
the
downtown
wings.
poorhouse in Plymouth, Michigan, where we do live broadcasts with Sully Sullivan.
Sully Sullivan.
Also one of our sponsors.
It's Jim Sullivan, right?
I do know that he has a name.
Yeah, he has
besides the nickname. Yeah, he's the Irish Marauder, but I haven't seen him in a bit. We got to get. So I think June's episode is going to change because you've got some date difficulties.
Yeah, next couple of weeks.
I'm looking at it. I'm thinking we switch back to Monday and do maybe June 22nd.
I'm available.
Like a Monday night.
I'm available on Monday and Tuesday.
So that might be where our live episodes at the Poorhouse go. But those are brought to you by Patrick Financial Group.
John P. Long.
He's an investment advisor.
And he's accompanying me to the golf tournament in Harbor Springs this week.
Oh, yes. Harbor Springs, posh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It's posh for some, but
that's high rent for you. No. From a boy from the thumb, getting Harbor Springs.
Kidding me? I was born in Harbor Springs. Kidding me?
At the in somebody's living room.
Oh, Burns Clinic over in Petoskey.
Ooh,
where I was
pulling
born.
Old school name.
Burns Clinic. Don't even tell me you've been to Burns Clinic.
I bet you I was, but like East Jordan Medical. So a little shout out to the community health center. Yeah, I was poor. We had to go to the community health center.
That's a different town. It's a different town. East Jordan.
You're in that region, right? I was
kinda.
I was on Shadow Trails Drive between Boyne and Petoskey. You could see from the top of Walloon Lake from my property growing up. You could see Petoskey.
Really?
There's a smokestack in the distance when you're at the top. But you got to go through the whole Walloon Lake.
We're almost Upers, me and you.
What is that? Is that Horton's Bay? I
don't know. I don't know where Horton's Bay
where Hemingway used to hang out when he was a kid.
I don't hang out with those people. Hemingway and shit.
He's dead, long dead. Ernest Hemingway was an author.
I know who he is.
Yeah, World War II.
Kind of know who he is.
Yeah, you know a little bit. So you're going up to Harbor Springs to do some golfing.
Correct.
And we're going to come back and be at the with Patrick Financial Group, ATS Advisors, the people behind the numbers. That's also Sully Sullivan, bringing us into focus on the 22nd, hopefully.
Okay.
But in the meantime, what has transpired here in the sports world has been kind of the gift that keeps on giving into these finals. It has been two great Eastern and Western Conference finals in both hockey and basketball, although none of the Detroit teams are participating, and we'll get to some of the controversies around that. We are a Detroit-centric show, but we like to have a national vibe and feel for what's going on in the game. And I don't think you could have asked for much more with these Stanley Cup playoffs.
It almost seems, even basketball and in hockey, every year it gets a little more physical. Every year the hits are a little bigger. Every year the goals are better. Players are getting better, I think, too. I mean, athletically, is someone that different than 30 years ago? Yeah, because of the off-season training and the nutrition, and I don't know what it is, but I mean, look at the athletes out there now on the hockey I mean, those games are amazing. You don't want to leave the TV.
I think on both sides, the basketball and the hockey.
Yeah, me too. Both sides.
I think it's the refereeing. And you never hear me compliment the refs, but in these last 2 years, they have started to I think there was a big blowback from the wussified, pussified, whatever you want to call it, generation of player and the foul fakes and the James Harden and the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
They do let them play.
They're letting
a lot more. They do.
This year especially. On the basketball side and on the hockey side, they're letting them play. They're mixing it up, and that just makes for a better fan experience. You can say, "Oh, well, the beauty of the game." If they don't call it, you want to see aggressive, hostile activity.
You want to see physicality, right? You want to see people get body people and dunk on people and light people up on the hockey, on the ice. That's part of it. I mean, when we played, hitting was everything. Taking a hit or delivering a hit was everything.
Yeah, and then it went away for a minute.
Then it went away.
They were trying to protect They're like, the players, the whole concussion thing.
There was no... Dude, if you think about when we played, how no one thought anything about concussions.
What?
Besides being part of the game.
Seeing stars was a thing that you accepted as something that would happen potentially every game.
That was a positive thing.
Right. I was seeing stars.
Sometimes it'd wake you up.
Now people recognize that the visual augmentation of you seeing stars means that something was deregulated in your cranium.
There's no question.
Yeah,
there's no question. But when you see it, still now, even when you're watching a hockey game and somebody gets blown up, it lights up the whole stadium.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
momentum changes.
Yeah. It just does.
And they mix it up. They get to the edge of fighting. There's a little face wash.
Yeah, but no more fighting.
Yeah.
They can't afford to lose somebody and go on a power play.
It's more of a wrestling match.
Yeah.
But the hack and the slash and the cross checks in front of the net. And, oh, my God, McNabb taking the puck to the face right in the middle of his face. And he's back the next game wearing the cage.
Have to be.
Come on, though. He took what was it? I think it was like registered at like 92 miles an hour. He took a 90-plus slap shot in the face and comes back the next game.
Yeah. Well, did you miss a game when you were seeing stars?
I never took a puck in the face. I'm just saying.
You believe me, you took lots of shit in the face.
The McNabb smoker, he met it, and the fact that he skated off the ice. I mean, took one in the face, skated off the ice, comes back.
I love that. I can't stand that lay on the ice shit.
Yeah.
If you're laying on the ice or laying on the field,
don't like them milking it.
Go to the tent.
You don't like them milking it.
No.
These NBA
they
guys
all milk
flop
it.
around the soccer
they're
players.
Like soccer players. I hate that. It's horrible. I think it's
writhing
horrible.
On the ground.
Or faking a foul.
The drama, the pain.
No, I guess people like that. I mean, you watch the kids. All the kids do it now.
Oh, no.
All the kids do it.
Don't tell me that.
They do.
I don't watch youth sports like I used to.
No, me neither. But I see them doing it.
I look at the viewing experience of these finals, and I know that the Knicks look like they've got a tremendous upper hand, but the whole build up to this, the Game 7 in the Western side with the Spurs upsetting OKC on OKC's home floor, Brunson and Big Cat. I mean, for me, the story of the NBA Finals right now, I know we're jumping between these two sports, but the story of the NBA Finals has been the Big Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, taking it to Wemby.
Yeah.
Right? And what I find interesting about it is this. In every era since Magic Johnson, right? Because Magic Johnson came in as a rookie and went right to the finals and had this amazing performance where he had to replace Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game 6. And by the way, that was my introduction to the NBA, right? I was a 7-year-old watching it for the first time.
I was probably a 9-year-old. I want to say it was probably mine too.
First time I can remember, and of course it was Magic from Michigan State, right? So it was a big deal in Michigan.
Actually, the first time was Magic Bird. That was kind of my first time. I remember, I was probably 8 or 9. Yeah, it was a big deal.
I don't remember watching the NCAA, but I remember the NBA Finals the next year in 1980. Okay. And ever since that 1980, when the Lakers and Magic kind of became the Showtime Lakers and were anointed. Everything over the last 46 years since 1980, you have had to pay your dues. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, Boston had to get.
Remember when they used to talk about the Pistons too?
Yes.
When they kept losing before they won it in 85 and 86 and 87. And then when they, you got to pay your dues. We're not letting them.
This is where I'm going with it, right? You had the Showtime Lakers. Bird had to come through that and pay his dues to get Julius Erving when he jumped into the NBA with the 76ers. The 76ers paid their dues and got to a championship. Then it was the Pistons, the bad boy at the end of the 80s. They had to go through the Larry Bird steal.
You could hold teams together back then. Not many. I mean, look how many years Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Rick Mahorn, Kelly Trippier, they stayed together.
Yeah.
For like 5 years, 6 years, maybe. Maybe more.
And then you have the Dennis Rodman, right?
Yeah.
Who was on two of them.
Yeah.
He was on the Bulls wave and the Pistons wave.
Yeah.
But again, Jordan had to go through losing to the Pistons.
Yeah.
Right. LeBron had to go through his, tumultuousness, had to go down to Miami and then come back to Cleveland. It was always, even Golden State, like you had to go through some lean times and have some disappointment before you got to a championship. And doesn't that kind of feel like what's happening to Wemby right now?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think the thing that surprises me most about him is his scoring. Dude, his scoring.
From anywhere?
From anywhere. What? And that wasn't there all the time. That just happened the last couple of years, I think. Unless he was knocking down threes in college and high school, I don't think he was.
Well, he didn't do college, right? I mean, traditionally,
high school,
the French version of professional basketball since he was, 16 or 17.
Yeah.
But his percentages aren't as good, obviously, in this series against the Knicks.
Yeah.
He's not altering shots the way he did against these other teams. So the Knicks and the game plan that Mike Brown has put together here are obviously using the rim. You see a lot of guys that are going under the rim instead of going up. They're going underneath the rim to use the rim as a defense against his shot blocking.
Yes.
But there's also, the whenever he extends himself, taking him on the dribble drive, the blow by, they've just got some elements of their game plan that they've conditioned themselves to not let him be the factor that alters the game defensively.
And he still scored. What do you have last game? 34 points, I think, last game.
You're not going to stop him.
No.
But just holding him in check enough and extending on the other player, not giving up the easy threes. And again, this is what the NBA has become. If you have a bad game from beyond the arc,
you're in trouble.
Chances are you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're just...
I don't know. I mean, and when you've got Brunson hitting key shots all the time, believe me, that makes any game plan look a lot better too. And Karl Anthony Towns has dominated him down low.
But that's what I mean. The fact that Towns is dominating inside allows Brunson to kind of have just like a pedestrian few quarters and then just show up in the fourth. I mean, in the fourth quarter, dominant early in this series. And in the first quarters,
Last series too.
Yeah,
last series too.
He just had a ho-hum, I mean, actually in game two, his shooting percentage wasn't that great at all. And then he turns it on in the fourth quarter. But say what you will, Jalen Brunson is a bold-faced assassin in the fourth quarter of these games in crunch time.
Yeah, very much like Michael Jordan, just someone that you can count on that is going to make the pass or make a short shot. That's the thing too. He's crafty in the lane, like that little turnaround 10-foot jumper.
Yeah,
he's not that big. All those other guys are 4 inches, 5 inches taller than him. So,
falling away.
No, he's
pivot step, turn back, pump fake, fall. I mean, he has figured out the geometry of getting a jump shot off like nobody I've seen in a long time. Like the guy who used to do it, who you couldn't block his shot anyway, was Dirk Nowitzki, right? That beauty.
Yeah, but he was 6'11".
Exactly. He was going to be able to get it off. For a guy who's 6'1", 6'2", to be able to get it off the way he's getting it off.
Have you played against somebody that's 6'4", 6'5"? It's not fun.
No.
It's not, I'm not getting off a lot of shots. No. Especially down low.
And he's getting them off against 7'4".
Yeah. He's got a lot of moves. And a lot of craftiness.
And we'll get to the special performances in the NBA Finals as our GOAT, but we're not quite there yet. So let's jump back over to the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll do a Patrick Financial Group feature here on the current Stanley Cup playoffs, ATS advisors as well. This is your money we're talking about. This is your livelihood. It's your blood, sweat, and tears. You don't want to leave that to just anybody. You want John Pilon and Patrick Financial Group. They're registered investment advisors. And if you want to be the GOAT at whatever it is in your life that you're doing today, you need Patrick Financial Group to keep your nest egg growing. So get your money right with John Pilon and Patrick Financial Group. And our sponsors would want us to say how aggressive these two teams have been. It's like, when the big statement coming into this was Vegas plays the same if they're down 3-0 as they do if they're up 3-0. And that consistency is what Tortorella has brought to this club behind the bench coming in at the end of the season. So let's talk about that to begin with. Vegas Golden Knights were kind of being written off as, this is a little bit disappointing season.
Look at their record. Yeah, they barely got in. Yeah.
They're in the West. The West hasn't been great. They figured out a way to get in. And then all of a sudden, Tortorella shows up with a few weeks left in the season.
And I think they had a couple of their players come back from injury, too.
It seems like Mark Stone always comes back from injury at the end of the year.
That's every team. You're always going to have guys that are kind of hurt.
Hurdle was banged up.
Yeah.
But now, Mitch Marner has decided to
score whenever he wants,
become something other than human.
Yeah.
What is 27 points? Some ridiculous number of points rolling into the middle of this series. Mark Stone's doing what Mark Stone does. Hurdle. This Dorofeyev, the Russian, is been insane in this series. So when you look at where Vegas has come, do you think, again, you've been the big one, coaching is only so much, but it certainly seems like this coach came in a world where we were looking at what? Like Cassidy's out? You're going to can him 2 or 3 weeks before the season? Like we were talking about, like, what did he say? What did he do to the owner's daughter?
And he's a great coach.
Right.
He must have done something really stupid.
Like, what happened here?
Dude, it happens all the time.
And now they won't release him to talk to somebody else, which is another big faux pas in the NHL. Like, nobody ever holds a guy to his contract to not talk to any other team.
As far, I just think coaching's overrated. I don't think it's I don't not value coaching, but X&O coaching I think is overrated. Getting people to do something that they normally wouldn't be able to do, like Tortorella does, or old school stuff, like just getting players to play outside of their their normal way that they play. Comfort zone. That in coaching, I agree with. I just think the X's and the O's sometimes get a little overrated. But
what I think is interesting about Tortorella's change of tune, at least the way, they got him mic'd up on the bench.
Yeah.
He was a very abrasive.
Look at all the. Have you seen all the
clips?
He's
rah, yes, positive now.
Did you see the one where he's getting interviewed like 10 years ago and he's like, "Hey, Johnny, you want to answer that question?" He goes, "Well, get the fuck out of here."
Always been a curmudgeon, disgruntled, right?
Yeah.
Had no time for that. And he got penalized for it, for not wanting to talk to the media.
Games ago,
just in this. But when you hear him mic'd up on the bench, it seems like he's completely changed his tune. It's positive. He's pulling guys aside. He's trying to root. So maybe it's that change of tune for him as much as it is just the change of scenery behind the bench.
I think all coaches have had to adjust their game. If you ask them to, they'll tell you. I really want to be way more old school, and that's not the league we play in anymore.
It's not.
You gotta cater to the players. You gotta pump them up. You gotta tap them on the back. Say good job. How many football coaches tapped you on the back and said good job? It ain't many.
No, it was more like not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, we'll watch film. Yeah, or something. You played okay. You didn't do everything right. That's just the way it was back then.
Yeah,
and it's changed a lot. But you have to. I've got a couple buddies that coach in the NHL and they're assistants, and they say that old school stuff. It works once in a while, but you keep beating on these players in this world, it ain't going to work.
No, they're all millionaires.
Yeah, they're all They're all making more money than you.
This is Posh Spice on skates. I mean, everybody's making big money.
Yeah.
So taking it to the prognostication side of this agenda, after the sampling you've seen.
What's that word mean?
Who's coming out the winner? That's the question.
Prognostication, a word I'll never say again.
Who is going to come out and hold Lord Stanley's cup at the end of this thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. You know who I'm picking because I picked him before the season started.
You picked Vegas?
I had Carolina from day one.
Oh, you had Carolina. Who did I have? You normally remember this. You're slipping.
I'm going to say you had.
I might have had Vegas. I swear to God, I think I had Vegas.
You might have had Vegas, or you had Vegas, or I would say Vegas or Colorado. You were a front runner.
I mean, I don't know how you bet against Vegas. I mean, but Carolina's got so much talent, and
you did have the Red Wings at one point, though.
No, I didn't, to win the Stanley Cup. No, I didn't.
You did get Wings happy in the middle there.
Don't fucking do it. No, you just made that up.
Yeah, you were pretty happy
just made
about
that
the
up.
Wings, yeah.
You think I'm picking the Wings? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So Larkin wants out of Detroit.
Do we know why? No. They won't tell us.
I mean, there's very obvious.
Obvious they're not winning.
He has had abrasiveness with his opinions on Yzerman's handling of the team at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Last year, big time. This year, they go out and get Falk. I don't know. That certainly didn't turn the tide. Obviously, there are a bunch of people coming to Yzerman's defense now saying, well, you're the captain that didn't score an even strength point, for almost a month.
Yeah.
So you're hearing it from both sides. If I'm Dylan Larkin, this is exactly what I would do. I mean, at
his age, you have to.
He's got to get on a winning club if he wants his legacy.
He's got enough money. He's won before. Hasn't won a Stanley Cup, but he's won before.
We discussed this. All right, we've talked about this several times on this show, which is they're not close.
No,
the Wings are not close. They're not in a 3-year window of raising the cup.
Yeah.
Where's he going to be in 3? That's what he's thinking. Where am I going to be in 3 years when we might start to have a chance based on where this lineup is right now?
And a couple of guys that I've heard, I'm not a crazy huge hockey fan, but a couple of the guys that he let go, people were saying he's one of our best players. Why would we let him go?
Yeah, well, I mean, the one that's right in front of you right now is Gothisbehere.
Yeah.
Sitting there rifling beauty pucks towards the net at the top of the power play for Carolina.
Yeah.
And that's one that, should be wearing a Wings jersey.
So what do? You're a new GM, and you only have Yzerman's had what 5 years?
Longer than that.
Is it 6 or 7 years?
It's longer than that. It's the whole. It's basically.
It's not the whole 10 years.
No, it's like 8 of them.
8. So you
7, 8 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, he's kind of in no man's land, right? He brought in some young guys and brought in some players and thought he could mesh them with the older player that he had that's really good in Larkin, and it didn't work. What do you do? No, you're going to start over again now, and you're in your 8th year? I don't know.
Here's the parallel that I'll give you.
I mean, the Illich family loves him.
And this I believe you. I believe you. Waterford, Michigan. I mean, he's a hometown boy. He's an Olympic hero. He's got all the pedigree. I look at this the same way I looked at the Matthew Stafford trade. It might be the best thing to get Larkin to a place where he can preserve his legacy and carry forward and get himself in position to win a cup. Mm-hmm. It might be the best thing for the Red Wings to start to have
get a couple young guys, or Lucas Raymond for him.
Have Lucas Raymond start to take more of a mantle of responsibility. Have DeBrincat start to step up. You're not going to have Kane for very much longer. We're kind of playing out the string there.
Yeah.
But Moritz Seider is going to be captain.
Yeah.
Right. If Larkin leaves. And Moritz Seider kind of, that blue line has got to be the future. I mean, they got to figure out how to get another offensive threat on the blue line. They have none. I mean, Seider's but he's not an offensive defenseman. And
so no matter what, let's think about it.
And they need a center who can score.
So getting rid of Larkin, okay? Is there anybody young?
Matthew Boldy. he'd be a young one that you would want to try to package a deal for.
But they're going to give him up for Larkin?
No, but you're going to have to give him more than that. So it's a package. Maybe it's first rounders.
Yeah.
Of course, we gave one away for Falk.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that. Robertson in Dallas. He's a local, played for Little Caesars.
Okay.
Right? So he's another one that we'd love to have. He wants 14, 15 million a year. So how we're going to manage that in the cap.
Yeah.
But, Dorofayev is going to be a UFA, or he's going to be a restricted free agent. So that's one that we could get out of Vegas. I mean, there's pieces out there. There's deals to be made.
Yeah.
I don't think the Austin Matthews one, which is what everybody would want in fandom.
Yeah.
I don't think the Austin Matthews deal can be done. But I could be wrong.
I mean, no matter who we get, are they going to be that much better than Larkin? Larkin's good.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
So are they going to be that much better than Larkin?
Here's the difference between very good. Everybody else who's in contention has got a couple of guys who are great.
They've got a couple Larkins.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than Larkin. That are a hair better
than Larkin.
Right.
You're right.
When we ran down I remember we talked about this early in the season, like the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild, right? Because Minnesota moved to Dallas so when you look at those two lineups, their top two lines beat our top two lines at every position.
Sure.
6 for 6.
Sure. And that probably came through, a lot of that probably came through the draft. So you say to yourself, you've got to get players through the draft, do a good job of evaluating talent. But Stevie, is that where we're at with Stevie?
But here's my point in that statement to Stevie. And this is what Steve Yzerman has to hear. Somebody has to say this to him. Dallas and Minnesota are not even in the Cup final. The two teams that I just mentioned that are better than us, 1 through 6, are not even smelling the Cup. Yeah. They're not even at the precipice of the Cup. So how far away are the Red Wings? A long way away.
Yeah. But in the era of free agency, who knows what happens? God, we're just in a world that it seems like nothing's far away in any sport anymore. Look at Michigan's basketball team. All new players last year. And then I know that's different. It's NIL. We're talking apples and oranges. But every single player on that team was not on the team the year before. I think one.
In hockey, there's one variable that can change everything, and the only miracle on ice for the Red Wings that I think could put them in contention faster than 5 years from now is if Trey Augustine or they get a goaltender that stands on his head.
They got Trey Augustine.
Right. So if Trey Augustine appears on the scene
and plays like a maniac and is stopping every puck, then that can change the game.
Goaltending changes everything.
Goaltending, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he's
the best out there. Have you seen him play? I saw him play in college.
I saw him play in college.
He's really good.
Now
does he stop every puck? No.
And has he been able to ring the bell in the NCAA playoffs?
No. And Michigan State is good.
Yeah.
Really good. They got a lot of good hockey players.
So it's not a guarantee.
That's true.
He's as close to a premier young goaltender guaranteed lock as we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
But it's never a sure thing.
No.
So we'll see if he can be the Carter Hart or, if he's the next coming to stop pucks, because Yzerman's been very clear. Goaltending has been a problem. Yeah. Right, for the ascension of this team. They have not had any consistency between the pipes.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
There's really, that's the thing too in hockey. There's really not a whole lot of consistency in goalkeeping. I mean, being a goaler, you just have bad days. I'm just watching the LA Kings goalies, right? And they were all draft picks and they've been with them forever. They just have bad games.
Well,
I
look
can't.
At Carter Hart was having a real good game until he gave up 3 goals in 39 seconds.
Correct.
An NHL record.
Correct. And then the other goalie gave up 4 goals in the second period.
Yeah, and got pulled.
Yeah.
Freddie got pulled. Freddie Anderson out. They brought in the kid from Western Michigan, Bussy.
Yeah.
Right. Who played wonderfully. Again, gave up the overtime goal. But the overtime games, this has been an amazing final. You like Vegas to wrap it up. I still like Carolina. We'll see how it plays out. And that moves us on to our favorite sport, where we are talking about college football.
NIL.
And what is happening with NIL. GOATQuest feature brought to you by ATS Advisors, a CPA firm serving the people behind the numbers. That's ATS Advisors bringing you this GOATQuest feature. I mean, you run down, this is going to be the one thing that NIL has produced.
What?
Every program has a premier quarterback. Like, when you look at this season, wait till you look at it.
But do we have more premier quarterbacks now than we had 5 years ago?
I think we had them because they were sitting number 2 on a big club.
Maybe,
like they were getting stacked up at Alabama and at Ohio State. Now, because they can move, they've all spread out. You don't have 3 great quarterbacks at Notre Dame, right? They moved on to somewhere else.
Sure, because Notre Dame can't afford to pay them.
I looked at it, and I'm not joking with you. I think the top 20 quarterbacks could all be great pros if the right situation applies. Go through the top 20 teams in America.
Remember Joe Burrow? You ever see the story of Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
He was at Ohio State, the number 3.
Couldn't break in,
and now he's probably top.
He's a $200 million man.
Yeah,
probably going to be a $300 million man the next time he comes up for a deal.
Yeah.
Locally here. We've got young quarterbacks that are, but both of them, they're going to be expected to lead their clubs into prominence with new coaching in Pat Fitzgerald and Whittingham at the University of Michigan. But you go outside of Michigan, and the top 20 teams all have premier stud quarterbacks. I mean, it is going to be, and I'm not just talking about saying at Ohio State. I'm not just talking about the usual suspects of Heisman Trophy candidates. Obviously, Mateer at Oklahoma is going to be in the conversation. With the guys who left and the guys who remained, NIL has leveled the playing field for excellence at the quarterback position across all these programs.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about the money, right? I mean, you've got starter money. And there's probably not a whole lot of second string money.
How you manage that money is what's going to become interesting.
Oh, it's in Congress now. They're going to come up with some type of a bill, but they've got to change this because last year we were saying somebody's going to make $20 million, and I think somebody's going to make $20 million this year.
Well, maybe over the course of their career.
No,
a $20 million deal. It's not a single season deal that you're talking about.
Dude,
you're talking about
high school players are getting 7 figures before they even visit the school.
So explain to me, you were telling me this off air. So explain to me what you were reading about with these high school agents.
Yeah, they're calling up teams. I saw a special, and they're calling up teams saying, "Yeah, my guy's not coming to visit until we get the number." So you got all the film. You got all the film on him. You've seen all of his games. You've seen his character. You've talked to the high school principal and his head coach. You've talked to everybody. We're not coming until we get 1.2 million, whatever that is.
And there's like 8, 9, 10 states where you can flat out sign an NIL deal in high school. You can sign with the local car dealership while you're still in high school.
Yeah.
In some states.
Yeah.
So it's created an open season market.
Do you have to be a certain age? Can you be a 14-year-old? Can you be a freshman and just be a stud and like?
Some states have waived it to where now you have to follow the same rules if you're a minor, where your parents have to consent on some of these things.
Most are minors.
So those rules are maintained.
Okay.
But some states have said you can sign an NIL deal whenever you want. Right? It's your name, image, and likeness. We live in a free market capitalist society. Do what you please as long as your parents are involved, if you're a minor, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, unintended consequences.
They have moved from collectives. Remember, that was what the boosters were doing. The collective would get together, a bunch of rich guys who are boosters to the school, and they had to put together money, and they had to contract with name, image, and likeness vendors, companies, and they had to figure out how they were going to dole this money out, and it had to be through some approved fashion. Now the House versus NCAA settlement comes out, and that settlement dictates a new world order. Now college football, the schools themselves can give out $20 million in change any way they see fit, and then the name, image, and likeness has to go through a clearinghouse where the clearinghouse determines whether it was fair market value or you're just trying to scam the system.
Okay.
Right? So it creates kind of a salary cap, but not so much, because if you can get Dove soap to come in and throw $50 million at you,
Sure.
if you find a big brand sponsor, you find a big brand sponsor. The Underwood deal puts a fine point on, do I want to cash this in through my company or through myself? Because he could have done this through Oracle, right? I mean, he's got the money to do whatever. Now they own Paramount, CBS.
So he does not have to go through Michigan.
In the new world order, the $20 million, if it goes through Michigan, it's got to be part of that $20 million cap. Okay. If it goes through Michigan. If he goes in on his own, he's just got to set it up to go through the clearinghouse at fair market value.
Dude, I read also the top offensive linemen coming out of high school are $4 to $10 million.
$4 to $10 million.
$4 to $10 million bucks. You don't think a quarterback's going to get 20? He is.
Well, we were talking about this,
an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean,
not that they're not worth it. They are, but they're not the highest paid players. Very few in any on any team.
No, and I've gotten to see some of this up close and personal, but having gone to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, we have been lucky enough at St. Mary's to have had the premier recruit, right, many times over the years.
That's not luck, by the way.
Well,
that's not luck.
The premier in my era, it was Dwayne Carter, who ended up choosing Ohio State. His brother had played at Notre Dame. His dad had played. He had the lineage. I don't know what Dwayne Carter, being the number one recruit and parade All-American, what he would demand in today's market value. Trey McKinney just came out of St. Mary's going to the University of Michigan. We know that he's got a multi-million-dollar deal.
Is he a
now.
receiver?
Trey McKinney's the hit the shot just against in the NCAA final game against UConn.
What's Trey McKinney make?
I don't.
It's over 5.
I don't know where it is.
I think it's 5.
I had heard that he came in for a lower amount, but it is going to go up.
It's
now.
in the millions.
Well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm assuming now it is.
Yeah.
But I think he might have come in for something more reasonable to fit into this roster's budget.
You imagine you get
Lendenborg and
you get all your
Cadeau.
You get all your school paid for. Just think back the way that we used to think in college. You get all your school paid for. Their food is gourmet. It's phenomenal. They deliver it to their house for free. You get.
Oh, by the way, even if you go into South Quad and where my daughter lived,
the food is great.
The jock dorm, right? The food is fantastic and has all kinds of options already.
Yeah.
Just what the normal student in that dormitory.
That's all we'd need. Yeah, that's all we'd need.
But then they have custom nutritionists.
They got custom nutritionists. They've got all kinds of chiropractors that come to your house. They've got, you name it, they've got it.
You like that the most, right? You want to get your back cracked.
Oh, I need my back
You got a
cracked.
masseur.
But you got to weigh at least 240. If you don't, you're not popping my back. So you'd be okay. You think you're right about there. What are you, 230? 235? You're 240.
There you go. No.
You were.
I've been down.
You were up over 250.
I've lost 20 pounds since.
You look like 235.
Since the great expansion tour of 2024.
Since the Great Depression.
The expansion of 2024. It's in the history books. We need to reel that in.
Oh, God.
But okay, so we got NIL, but now these collectives have their own creative agencies. They're using Wasserman Media, and they're using the.
Explain that to me. The collective that's using social media for what?
Both Learfield Communications. Now these schools, CAA, the agency world, right?
Yeah.
So the agents are getting involved, as you mentioned, even at the high school level.
Yep.
Now they're getting brand partners for the brand NIL side of these components.
So instead of the brand going directly to the player, it's going to these agencies.
They've got these agencies,
and that's kind of always happened, I think, both ways. But
in Division II, for instance, our world where we came from, they have this. They have their own streaming network. It's called Flow Sports, but other ones have different streamers.
Oh, so you can watch Ferris State and Grand Valley on it or whatever.
All those games in D2.
Okay.
All of the GLIAC games are televised through this streamer. Okay. There are other streamers out there that do this, but this is what's happening. Like schools are going to, just like Chris Ilitch did with Detroit Sportsnet, right, where now the Tigers and the Wings are on their own network.
Yeah.
Expect colleges to do this now, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have Oregon's going to have the Ducks network, right? The Wolverine network.
Where there's money to be made.
We already have the Big Ten network, right? So these other sports are going to start to micromanage that. I think it's interesting that they're looking at bringing the fan experience into it. We talked off the air about fan memberships and how you start crowdsourcing this world of NIL dollars. I think that there's big money in
real
that.
Quick. Tell them your idea for an app. This is Joe Goff.
I don't want to pitch it on the air. I don't want somebody to steal it.
Yeah, that's true. You better keep it for yourself.
I'm going to keep it for myself.
But it's some type of an app where you can
incentivize, right? But that all of this is going to become a thing. Yeah. Now that you have Bet365 and you have in-game bets and gambling is
and all this stuff too. All these new I do some stuff on Polymarket and stuff. Kalshi, yeah. And
you and Don Jr. Right?
No. But it's this is the key, and this is the litigation that's going on too with Kalshi. You can be anywhere. So meaning you ever been on the BetMGM app? You have to be in Michigan. They do your location. Yeah. You can be anywhere.
So the Polymarket is no geographic boundaries.
Geographic, no taxes, no nothing. Now you got your own bank account. So if you spend $1,000 and get $5,000 back, you're supposed to pay tax, but that's not reported.
They should hire you. You're doing a hell of an endorsement here for Kalshi. Maybe they should become a sponsor of GoATQuest.
Well, it's not breaking the law is not an endorsement.
You can
That's
get some
breaking the law.
Out of this. They're not breaking the law.
It is. You got to claim it on your taxes.
Oh, wait, we're not saying not to do that.
Oh, that's what
I'm just saying you're doing a very good job of explaining their business plan.
Oh, but I have a lot of people that
you're making me want to sign up to Kalshi.
Yeah. You should.
Even if I got to deal with you and Don Jr.
And you can bet on
dinners
you can bet on how many clouds are in the sky. Dude, it's crazy what you can bet on Kalshi. Anything you want. If it's going to be rainy tomorrow, if it's going to rain.
So here's what my wife says during the OKC Spurs series. Mm-hmm. She was making the contention that the guy who ran on the floor to get the selfie was probably a Polymarket bet.
Oh.
Somebody will interrupt the game. And then he gets sent out there, and somebody cashes in on that. Is that a thing? Could that have been a thing? I don't know. I don't play this.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it on the app. I've looked at it a few. I've never bet on it.
Because my wife is a sleuth. She watches these true crime shows. She thinks that everything is rigged, and I'm not disagreeing.
I don't completely disagree with her either, but that could be.
It's all entertainment.
Don't know.
It's all becoming entertainment.
They bet on everything. Who scores the first basket? Who gets the first all that stuff.
But let's think about this, because it goes beyond what we just described a little vignette, right? But think about when
a vignette.
Yeah, think about one of these players like Bijan Robinson I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
Bijan Dijon was the mustard he sponsored. The actor Miles Teller was in on Long Drink from the very beginning. Long Drink just sold to White Claw's parent company for $325 million. So he's getting all these celebrity athletes, celebrity actors. They're all getting in on brands. They're getting in as equity owners in startups. This is going to start happening in college because the same kid, like how many times have we heard this? The guy who was across the hall from Tom Brady and U of M is now his agent. Right? These relationships start in college. Yeah. The guy who ends up being your agent, your manager, your buddy, helping you do this are guys you trusted the whole way that you've known for a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So now think about the startup that starts in college, and they go and they recruit the player who lives on the same hall as them to be their spokesperson. The opportunities for these athletes are going to be amazing in the very near future.
Yeah, I guess it's a good thing. I mean, their NIL is bringing in the bucks. It's bringing in the users. They should be paid. Why shouldn't they be paid? I guess, you've also got the school that brought them in and put the other people around them and supplied the money, but they should be paid.
Good, bad, or indifferent. Does the Big Ten and the SEC just become a super conference and everybody else has got to figure out? I mean, is this going to become 40 or 50 teams and everything else is gone?
It already is. I mean, look at all the West Coast teams joining the Big Ten, and then a couple are staying out there. They're going to join somewhere. They're not going to stay independent forever.
But you still have some teams that are popping up and making it interesting. Well, you still have the Texas Techs, and the Clemsons, and the Notre Dames.
Maybe that's just the way it is. You're going to have, I mean, I don't know. They've been talking about the playoffs, changing that again too to more teams in the college football playoff. I heard a little bit about that. I don't know. Maybe you're just going to have a couple outliers every year that get in, Texas Tech or someone from a lower conference that's not SEC or the Big Ten, or
It's all about the dollars, though. Well, again, if you can get the same amount of money from a $5 app, right, per user per month, that you were going to get from a big TV deal, if you make it all yourself and you can only see Oregon Ducks football on the app, they're going to do that. If the math works out in favor of that model, then that's the way that they're going to move.
How could it not?
It's all the money instead of some of the money.
Exactly. If they come to me and they're offering me money and I wasn't getting money before, it's all newfound money. So it's going to, I know what you're talking about for the advertiser. It's got to work for them to generate the money that they were getting before. I get that.
The thing that I worry about the most, tell me if I'm being too nervous or overplaying this. With gambling being so intricately woven into this entertainment experience now, and the influencer campaigns that you can make the money on with these brands, and the poly market opportunities that you can make money on. Well, we've already seen the Class A, the closer for the Guardians is out of baseball, right? Because of the pitches he was throwing on this market. If there was a wild pitch, and sure enough, he threw a wild pitch, right?
Yeah.
These moments in the game that can now be bet on. Don't you see that becoming so much a part of college because the guys make so much less money? So if you're the holder, right, you're the punter, you drop a punt or a punt gets blocked, it changes the game.
Yeah. I mean, it also changes your life. You can go to prison. But if
we got to coin that, by the way, the Tom Beer exhale.
Yeah, I'm not interested in going to prison. I'm not interested in going to prison.
What is it? There's so much context to your side, right? That's you contemplating prison, the fines. Can I get away with it?
Hold on.
How much money is this? How big is the boat I'm going to buy?
And exactly what I was thinking of is how much fucking money is it?
How much money is it?
Is it $500,000 when you're broke in college?
Is it life-changing?
How do you turn that down?
It's just a game. So I'm going through the justifications. I would never do this.
Now all this Pete Rose shit is legal?
Pete Rose is going to the Hall of Fame, I think.
He should.
Well,
because what he did is totally legal.
What I think what I think Manfred is saying is we're not going to hold it against dead people. We're going to let dead people in, which opens up the Shoeless Joe Jackson argument. There's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out of this.
Okay.
Right.
That's
a
whole nother episode.
But yeah, let's not get off of the point. I'm talking about if you have one event, one chance, and you're the key person in it, the holder, the punter, the person who's not making very much money, and you get one opportunity to cash in, do you take it? You got that Eminem song playing in the background?
That's a hard one, and I can see. I mean, how many football players do we know that came from nothing? 95%. You got to be half retarded to play football. Right? You got to want it way more than your parents ever wanted it, right? Like today, parents thinks that they can, especially with hockey, parents think they can control everything that their son does or their daughter does, and because of them, they're going to get in college. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. But in football, it's, if I look at all the guys I played with in college, or, he was a policeman. Their dad was a policeman. He was a truck driver. My dad, worked odd jobs. Not many
Worked
people
at Ford. He's on the line.
Not many people were. Just in general, there's not a whole lot of super successful people that have kids that play football. It happens. Yeah. It happens, but it's not the norm.
Hockey has become the rich man's sport.
Oh, no question.
We can do a whole episode on the money and influence and how that is perverting youth hockey.
Youth hockey?
Yeah, youth hockey
you're spending 30, 40 grand a year.
Yeah, these coaches are making
the time.
Talk about another one. The coaches are making no money, so they're open to be influenced by money.
Yeah, they are
because they're basically volunteering.
They really are. They make 10 grand a year,
so they
$8 grand a year.
And they can be bought off very easily for playing time and everything else. And it's happening everywhere. And if you think it's happening, it's happening.
And they have bills just like we do. Stuff happens in life. Garage doors break. Stuff happens in your home. And they need money.
That's right.
So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to hockey. But
in the NIL space, in the football space, in the college football, do you think, yes or no, we're going to see a big scandal event where one of these kids drops the ball on purpose?
110% yes.
Yeah, in a big game.
Yes. Now.
Something's going to go
after
sideways.
He goes to prison for 10, 15 years, 20 years, will that stop it? Probably not. I hate to say it, probably not. But, I mean, look at all the gambling stuff that was out there.
It's a lawyer's wet dream, Tom. You can't prove it. It's going to be so tough to prove whether or not he dropped it on purpose or he didn't. Now, they can track the money, and they'll get a financial crime, right?
Yeah.
But when you dive into what did he violate, and it's just a game, and it's all entertainment, you can imagine a judge sitting there.
And did he really do it on purpose?
Yeah, and then the judge trying to determine intent. And I mean, it's just a quagmire. It's a legal absurdity
and just
to try to figure out.
And just because you said that, people are going to be constantly watching snappers and holders.
Always.
You have to.
I've always said that's where you get the most bang for your buck. Those people make the least amount of money and can be influenced the easiest by money.
And it's a last-second 25-yard field goal to win the game, which is a chip shot.
Yeah.
And he fucks up the snap.
Yeah. The guy's been a long snapper for 10 or 12 years. He's coming to the end.
Yeah.
It's his last couple of, I mean, come on.
Yeah. And
time to cash
and
out.
My buddy's got $100 grand on the game, and you think I'm going to snap it so he can kick the field goal? No. I get it.
No.
I get
Especially in a nothing game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it could be a totally nothing game.
4-12
against
versus
3 and 13. Yeah, 3
and 13. Nothing game, and I can bet the house on it. Are you kidding me?
Even some of the stuff last year was bullshit.
Oh, I know.
What was it?
It made head scratching a profession.
No, they were, God, I can't remember exactly what it was, but a team was down by 7, and the line was like 4.
Right, and the one where he had no reason to throw the ball?
No, he had no reason.
Threw the pick to the house?
Yeah, threw a pick. No, and the other one was they kicked a field goal. The line was 7.
Wasn't it Geno Smith for the Raiders?
I can't remember who it was, but the line was 7. I think the line was 7, and the score, they were up by 7. And they kicked a field goal with like a second left to lose by 4. Oh. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, there was one that Denver was involved with.
Yeah, it was Denver. It was the Denver
game. We'll try to figure out. We'll try to plug that in after the fact. Yeah. But we got to get to the GOAT list.
Okay.
Right. It's time to bring Faro Imaging and the Downtown Poorhouse and Patrick Financial Group and ATS Advisors and pay off that money. Pay the bills, Tom, with the GOAT list. And we're going back to the NBA Finals. Okay. We teed it up with Brunson because Brunson has been phenomenal in these playoffs. Right. So if the Brunson burner keeps the temperature this hot, he could end up in the discussion for this. But what we're talking about right now is the greatest NBA Finals performances of all time. The GOAT. Let's work our way up.
I've got at number 5, I've got Elgin Baylor. And actually, he probably should be higher than this, but it was so long ago in the 1962. 61 points, 22 rebounds. And they lost the game. They actually lost the game.
Yeah.
So he's number 5.
Jerry West had one of those games too. Jerry West had let me find it. Jerry West had In 1969, a few years later, same team, same backcourt, Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, same backcourt. So Mr. Logo.
But that goes to what we were talking about earlier. I said 1962. 7 years later, they're still on the same team.
Same team.
That
same
doesn't
guys.
happen anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
And in 69, West goes 38 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7.5 assists. It's a 7-game. They lost the series, and he was MVP.
Wow.
No, usually that never happens. It hasn't happened since.
Wow. Just goes to show the other players in the team. Well, he had to play with Elgin Baylor too, but they must have had some shit other players in the team.
Well,
who knows?
Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, probably the best backcourt of all time.
Yeah.
So there's another one. But the rest of your list, let's move up.
Okay. And number 4, I'm going to go with Shaq. 2000, he had 38 points, 15 rebounds. I mean, I think that's the most he ever had in a finals game, from what I could see. And then at number 3, I've got Giannis.
Oh, coming out of the bubble, right? That was the 21.
50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. I've got him at number 3.
He came into that series hurt.
Yeah.
But this was another one of those, like, what was it, the 1992, the flu game with Michael Jordan?
It's crazy to think 2021 was 5 years ago.
I know.
You know.
But Giannis came in hurt. You've got these, the Willis Reed for the Knicks and Michael Jordan having the flu against the Utah Jazz and having that amazing buzzer-beating performance against them. We've had these moments over the years, but we're talking about the entire finals. I want to double-click on your Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal in that deal, I mean, in the 6 games, he went 43, 40, 33, 36, 35, 41. And that was not a team where he was the whole deal.
Yeah.
That was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Right? Like, those numbers, while still going almost 17 rebounds a game in that, it's hard to get above that one. The Shaq 2000 is a big. That was against the Pacers. That was a big one. A big one. So who's your number 3? I think you said 3.
I said 3 was Giannis.
Giannis.
I got LeBron James in 2016. 41 points, 8
Return to the Cavaliers.
Yep. 40. Return to the Cavaliers.
Down 3-1 to the Warriors in that. Come all the way back.
Yep. I've got him at number 2, and then my number 1 is Michael Jordan. And it's really, I mean, I've got 1993. He had 55 points. It was all of his games, just all of the shots that he hit. For us, for our age, he was it.
Well, the 93 one is specifically important for people because it seemed like, tell me if you agreed, that was the year the Suns were going to get over the hump. Marley, Barkley, I mean, they were so loaded up and down that lineup.
Yeah.
Every single position and 3 guys coming off the bench were all better than everybody on the Bulls except Jordan.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it was like he did really pick the whole team up more than any other tournament or finals that I've ever seen. I mean, for that one to go with Barkley being the MVP that year, and for that one to go into every fourth quarter, and that to me that was one of the best series ever.
Every
game was a fourth quarter.
The last 2 minutes of every game. Yeah,
every game was a fourth quarter magician.
Yeah.
For Michael Jordan in that tournament,
if
93 solidified it for Jordan.
Even if you remember all the Pistons games, they weren't blowing people out. They were all fourth quarter. Maybe they'd win by 5, but they were 2 to 5 points. A lot of their wins.
You walked away from 1993's finals saying that Michael Jordan is probably going to be the greatest player of all time.
No question.
It was a more than a quintessential moment.
Yep.
I agree with your LeBron James for all the majesty and pomp and circumstance of him coming back to Cleveland. Important to note on that one, he almost averaged a triple-double. So he's the closest to going triple-double in the NBA Finals. 30 points a game, 11.3 rebounds, 8.9 assists.
Oh, wow.
1 assist really away from triple-doubling that. I'm going to pull up 2003.
Okay.
Tim Duncan. This was the one against the Nets. So not a great opponent, which is the one that, or at least not a marquee opponent, which is probably what brings him down a peg. But 24 points, 17 boards, 5.5 assists, 5.5 blocked shots per game.
Wow.
The most influential defensive performance in an NBA Finals history. I mean, the 17 boards and 5.5 blocks, and you still go to almost 25 a game.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, he was good.
Tim Duncan, something special there. And then I'm going to take it all the way back to for my number one. And you know what? Before I give you my number one, you had Dwayne Wade in 2006 against the Mavs, right, where they were down 2-0, and he just put the team on his back and came roaring all the way back. Now, granted, he had a lot of supporting cast there, with Bosch and LeBron. Jokic in 2023, his numbers are crazy: 30, 14, and 7. 23 Jokic, and Jokic has been doing this. Like, we would be remiss if we didn't mention that Jokic is the GOAT of the modern era right now. I don't care. You could say what you want about these guys. Statistically speaking, there's nobody doing what Jokic is doing right now. And then Hakeem Olajuwon in 1994, again, four blocks a game, 27 points a game, over 9 boards, going against the Knicks. Everybody thought that was it, right? Remember, this was the year that Jordan left basketball.
Yeah.
So you thought, okay, well, the Knicks, Starks, Ewing, right? This is where they get it back and get over the hump. And Hakeem Olajuwon was just not having it.
Waved his finger.
Was not having it. So I'm going to give you back to my number one because it's personal for me. The rookie year MVP performance of Magic Johnson, Showtime Lakers, 1980. Game 6, Jabbar is out. He's got a jump center and play center.
Yeah.
He played every position during that series. At different times, he played 1 through 5 in that series. So they beat the Julius Erving 76ers that were loaded.
You know what I was thinking on the way here? Did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ever shoot a 3? I bet it's under 5. Think about it.
You mean it's like because it's the half-court shot?
They never
That's
shot.
Why he shot it?
No. Yeah, they didn't have the three-point line then.
Right, they didn't until the very end of his career.
The very end of his career. But I wonder if he ever shot a 3, even at the end. I don't think he did.
I'll bet you he put one.
I don't think he did. I just can't picture it.
But Magic Johnson was 21.5, 11 boards, 8.7 assists. So he was also in the conversation for a triple-double average. But the fact that he did that as a rookie, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Rookie year to do that. And then you mentioned Giannis, but one of the things you didn't mention is the closeout game. I don't think anybody's ever had 50 in a closeout game. He had 50.
Okay.
In the game-winning game to close that series out.
Okay.
So, would you like to see Giannis in a Pistons uniform? The AI is showing me that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
For who? Who do they?
So the proposal on the table would be Giannis for Ron Holland, Tobias Harris, and our next 3 first-round picks.
Jesus.
So you're mortgaging the future for right now.
So why isn't he winning right now?
Well, he's already won one.
Okay.
He doesn't have a great supporting cast, and he's been banged up for a couple of years.
He's been banged up.
But the banged up is in quotes because, a lot of people think they were trying to throw it. They shelved him to get the high draft pick.
Okay.
Right? They're in rebuilding mode, so they want the first-round picks. I think it's going to take more than that.
I think so, too. I think we lose Tobias. Did you lose Tobias? He played great this year. He didn't play great in the playoffs.
Oh, the finals. He played great in certain parts of the playoffs.
Yes.
Didn't play great in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't know.
I would love to see.
I don't know.
Here's what I'm closing with. Okay. We just went through the list. I used Magic Johnson as my number one. Your number one was Jordan. 93. I was 80, Magic Johnson. I would love to see Cade Cunningham on this list in the future.
Yeah, I think he can be. He's special. Plays, I think my favorite part about Cade is defense. He plays D. He does. I mean, obviously he's an offensive player, but he plays D. He's quick. He's got good hands. He plays good D.
He's getting stronger every year. His
Yeah,
upper
God,
body
he's
strength.
still young. What is he, 22?
He can get his shot off against anybody.
Is that what Cade is? Is he 22, 23?
No, he's a little older than that.
Is he 24?
Yeah.
Okay. But he's still got another 10 years for
he's
sure.
got a money 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see Cade do that. So that's the GOAT list, right? We'll be back at you as discussed. I think we're going to soft circle June 22nd at the Poorhouse. So that means it'll come out later in the week. Remember, we go a little slower in the summer. We slow down. We don't ramp up again until August when the football starts rolling out onto the field. Can you smell it?
We're getting old. I can smell it.
That newly cut grass. They're chalking the field.
When do Lions start camp?
There are mini camps going on right now, right?
I know they missed a
or
mini camp.
Or they just did a mini camp.
I thought that they missed the early mini camp, but I think it's the end of July. So
hopefully,
you'd think that me and you could get one ticket. I could get a ticket for me and a ticket for you to go to the Lions camp.
Yeah, we should be broadcasting.
You ready?
Live from the camp.
You ready?
Yeah.
They give me one ticket.
Really?
They said, what I said, what about my son? No, you get one ticket.
So Sheila Hampford only gave you one ticket?
One.
Well, she's got a lot of people she's got to satisfy. Yeah. There's a lot of people in the city.
Yeah. I got to work. Maybe I can get one from the Hammer. Jennifer Hammond, right?
You should tell her that GOATQuest is ready to have its own Ford dealership.
Oh, she's awesome. She'd come on here in 2 seconds.
She'd
definitely come to the Poorhouse.
And she's been the best owner in the history of the Detroit Lions since the 50s.
Yeah, that's true.
In the modern era, Sheila Hampford is the GOAT owner of the modern era, for sure.
Yeah.
So we got to get it, and it has been fun. We've taken care of business. Another GOAT episode in the books. Thank you to Patrick Financial Group, ATS Advisors, Faro Imaging, and we'll see you at the downtown Poorhouse. Until then, be the GOAT at whatever it is that you're doing
today.